So listen, you do not want to miss this Thursday, March 21st, 7 p.m. Tea Time with Bunky. Yours truly is going to be a special guest, Apostle Q, aka Quinnetta Thomas, your mind whisperer. You don't want to miss this, okay? I promise you, this conversation is going to be groundbreaking. Tune in, y'all. Call a friend and tell them to call a friend and tell them that we're going live Thursday, March 21st, 7 p.m. Can't wait to see you there. Mwah.
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. What's his message? Hi, Dan. All right.
Welcome to Tea Time with
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is super recent. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I missed you guys. I really did. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. To my new followers and subscribers, welcome. Enjoy the ride. This is a place where enlightened discussions, empowering stories, and the dialogue you've been longing to hear are had. So make sure you join in with the conversations that are going on. Tea Time with Bunky, you can find me every Thursday evening on Facebook, Tea Time with Bunky, Instagram, Miss Quinnetta, and YouTube, Tea Time with Bunky. You can also catch the re-air, the radio version, on Zeno FM with additional supports by online radio supports on Thursdays at 8 a.m. on Culture Shock Radio, which is in Canada, Rockbox Radio, Radio Paseo in New Mexico, WAP the Music, which is in Guadalupe, the Caribbean, and on Sundays, Godfidence Radio. Also, you can download the VGN app, Village Global Network app, which is on iOS, and the other one. Y'all know the other one. So, hey, Uncle Mark. So, you could download that if all those radio stations are too complicated. Make sure you download it. Shout out to the VGN. We are found in 191 plus countries. Yes, we are. And my guest tonight. I'm so excited. Miss Quinnetta Thomas, also known as Apostle Q, also known as the Voice Whisperer. She is a phenomenal woman, you guys. Phenomenal woman. She is the CEO of Diamonds in the Rough International, Diamonds Graphics. She's a public speaker. She's a life coach. She's a mom. She's a podcast host of Freedom Fridays. You guys, Freedom Fridays, we're going to get into that. My heart is pounding. I can't wait. I'm going to bring her on now. I'm going to bring her on right now. Apostle Q.
Hola. Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm well. God is good. I'm in the crushing. I know you saw it last week. I'm in the crushing, sis, but we're going to press on through. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Listen, you can't make me cry yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We didn't even start the show yet, so you can't make me cry yet. Tell everybody a little bit about you. Like, started your journey. Your journey is you've gone through some things. So we want to talk about that got you. That look, my heart is just pounding because I want to talk about how I felt when I first saw you. Look, tell everybody a little bit about you, please.
Well, hello, everybody. As she stated before, my name is Quinnetta Thomas. I'm affectionately known Quinnetta. I'm affectionately known as Apostle Q. That's a long story. We'll probably get into that later.
We gonna get into that.
Yeah. I'm actually an ordained apostle, been ordained since 2017. I am a life coach. I do public speaking, panel speaking. I'm also a graphics artist, graphics designer. So y'all hit your girl up. You know.
Diamonds
somewhere. Yes, Diamonds Graphics. I am about to be 40 this year. So woo woo. You know, it's a whole new milestone. Let's see, I have
Boy.
three beautiful, amazing children that I adore with my entire heart. I have a new grandbaby. That's a topic of conversation outside of here. Praise the
Okay.
Lord. And I'm so in love with her. Right now, I'm in the midst of really finding my grounding. I'm in transition. That's where God has me. I'm in transition and I'm trying to find my ground, where He wants me to be and where He wants me to stabilize. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
No, because we're gonna get into some stuff. We're gonna get into some stuff. Um, I saw because doing this, we got to go back and look back and
Right.
get to find out like your life coaching. You're not just life coaching. You're called the voice whisperer,
The mind whisperer.
the mind whisperer, the mind whisperer.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't want to go ahead, but it goes a little bit into your story.
Mhm.
Goes a little bit into your story. So,
Mhm.
like I said, you've gone through some things. I don't know if you want to talk about it because see, I learned that sharing my story or whatever, it kind of helped people
Yes.
for people to, because people got to know where this came from. This y'all got to go to help. Y'all got to watch Freedom Fridays. You really do, and you understand why I'm like jumping all over the place because people need to understand how you became who you are because you had to
Yeah.
go through some things. God got to put you through some things. You got to go
Yes.
through the fire.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, what did that fiery journey look like?
Well, first of all, I don't ever recall giving God permission.
Oh, it don't work like that.
You
It
know
don't.
what I'm saying? I was
Absolutely.
busy doing me, having fun.
Yeah.
I here doing whatever I wanted to do. I'm from the streets. A lot of people don't know that off rip. You only know that if you've known me prior
Hmm.
to this.
Hmm.
I'm from the streets. Like when I say from the streets, I mean from the gutter. Like I used to stay in a city called Overtown. That's Miami,
Okay.
Florida.
Okay.
Overtown. That's like what y'all would consider the boroughs, like the slums, like the Bronx, or like
No
like the
offense to the Bronx people. No offense to the Bronx
no
people.
offense. Don't shout. I'm just playing.
They
No,
not.
but I literally lived in the streets and I lived the street life.
Okay.
But I was still going to church.
Okay.
And I think I did everything you could possibly think of. Like I was the one with the book bag, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you. There's a lot I don't know. I don't. There's a lot. I'll be like, no, I don't know. And when I say I
Okay.
don't know, I do. But I think I do. I watch enough TV. I think I know. So
Okay, so the book bag is, what you would use to carry certain things.
okay. All right. Okay.
And because I was I was the scapegoat because of how I looked. Nobody would ever
Oh,
really look at me and consider me to do anything crazy. So
yeah.
I was the one that was always,
You were the church girl.
skating.
Yeah.
Right. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
So really when my journey started was when I realized my whole life was falling apart. I
Okay.
was causing chaos wherever I went, even in church. Because regardless of where I was always in church. God was always at the center for me. That's the only thing, or the only being, I should say, that kept me focused and kept me sane,
Mm-hmm.
literally. And what ended up happening was, I was getting ready to fight, literally, like right before service, and I kind of threw a microphone at somebody's head, and
Were you in the building? You were
in the
in the building.
building, in
Oh
the
Lord.
sanctuary, right in front of the
Goodness.
stage.
Oh
Mind you,
my.
I was the praise and worship leader. So, needless to say, I was doing the most. Praise the
You
Lord.
were doing the most.
I was doing the most. And what ended up happening was the pastor at that time told me, Q, I can't help you no more. You need to get some help.
You had
And
anger
to me,
issues?
I had rage issues.
Oh, okay.
It was deeper than anger. It was
Oh,
pit
is it the
bull rage.
pastor telling you that? That's pretty bad.
Yes.
That's okay.
And that was my thing. And because usually this particular pastor would be able to assist me when I would have my, flare ups. But this flare up was so big that he literally said, Q, I cannot help you anymore. You need, in other words, I was too much for his pay grade. You understand what I'm saying? I
Yes.
need to go seek some professional help. And I'm laughing because, I can laugh about it now, but when it was
Right.
happening, it was nothing to laugh about. It
I'm
was
sure it wasn't.
ugly.
I mean, you throwing microphones in the pulpit in the sanctuary of the
Yeah.
Most High. You throwing microphones. Okay.
She said, "That's the most." Yeah. So, and there was something that took place with my children that rocked my world. And
Okay.
it was when that took place that made me realize I think I need to go get some help.
Okay.
So when I did, I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder.
Okay.
Schizoaffective, for those of you who don't know, is basically bipolar and schizophrenia combined.
Serious. Serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
Serious. So for me to be able to wreak havoc the way I did, where I did, is because I was really dealing with some stuff.
Right.
I just was not aware that I was
Right. You
dealing with
didn't
some
have a
stuff.
diagnosis exactly.
Mm-mm. And I still don't, that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay. Okay.
So they diagnosed me with that, and they prescribed me with 6 different pills. So I was on a cocktail of medication,
Okay.
and I felt like a zombie. Like my kids
Hmm.
almost set my house on fire because I was asleep all day.
Wow.
So I felt like that was not for me. And let me, use this disclaimer before the FDA try
Right,
to pull.
because we are not doctors, and you
Right.
need to see. Right. Follow your
If
doctor's
you on
orders.
medication, take your medication, please.
Take them. There's a reason you're on the medication.
However, for me, for
Right.
my journey, it was not helping me. It was making things worse.
Right.
So I prayed and I asked God, like, I know I'm out here doing all of this, but if you can hear me, if there's a place for me where you are, I need your help. Because I can't take this medication, but I don't want to keep messing up my life. Like I had
Mhm.
to come to an aha moment. I had to come to a moment of accountability.
Okay.
And I'm saying this for a reason because there are some of you that are watching right now. Your life is flipped upside down and you just cannot figure out why. And a
Mhm.
lot of times we'll point fingers at people and say, this is the reason why I did this, or this is because of this person that I said or did this. And if you don't come to that place of accountability, that nobody can really make you do nothing, you make a choice to do certain things, you
Right.
will continue to self sabotage. Who am I
Yes.
talking to? You'll continue to ruin relationships, ruin opportunities. You continue to go in cycles with your business. You can't keep no customers or clients. Who am I talking to? Until you get to that place where you are willing to be accountable to yourself about yourself, you will continue to self sabotage. And that's what was going on with me. I was on that road to just destroying everything in my path because I could not look at myself and say, Q, you know what? You might have a problem. Everybody else was the problem. I was always the victim. Even when I would raise purity hell, I was always the victim. Even though I didn't have an inkling of self control. I was always the victim. Until one day, that victim mindset landed me in a place where I had no choice but to look in the mirror and be real with myself about myself. Because if I don't, I'm going to lose everything, including my kids. It was that moment. So I went on a journey with God. I went through counseling. I'm talking about, I don't mean just regular sit on somebody's couch counseling. I had a spiritual counselor. And this spiritual counselor that I had this ability to tap in to me spiritually as well as clinically. So I had the
Oh,
best of both
wow.
worlds.
Yes.
So when it couldn't be explained by medication, not by medication, by medicine or by a doctor, what was going on with me, she was able to tap into the spirit and realize that this thing that these people diagnosed me with is tied to a spirit. It's tied to multiple spirits. It's in the Bible, y'all. The
It's
man
in
that
there.
slept in the graveyard and he gnashed his teeth and he ripped his flesh. That's self mutilation. Y'all don't want me to get started because if I do, I'm
But
gonna be on here all
listen,
night.
listen.
A
You better
person that
tune
was throwing themselves to the ground and convulsing and foaming out the mouth, that's seizures, or it could be a, I think, manic episode.
in.
All this stuff is in the Bible, like these illnesses. And I don't know why I'm even going here tonight, but every illness is tied to a spirit.
It is.
And yes, 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 you need clinicians. Jesus walked with all kind of people,
Yeah.
lawyers, doctors, and some more stuff. So we
Tax
need
collectors.
clinicians.
He was with them. And
Yes,
people forget that. They always
yes.
put Jesus on the side with all the real good people. No, Jesus walked with the worst of them. How else you gonna reach him?
Come on. So
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to wrap it up because I don't know how much time we're allotted, and I don't want to overstep my time. But the long story short is God answered my prayer. It may not have been how I thought He was,
Right.
but He sent me through a process of facing my trauma and made me realize that the reason why I was about to burn down the state of Florida is because I had so much built up trauma from the time I was a child that was not checked.
Right. Not addressed.
And so as I grew, my trauma grew with me. It didn't just
Yes.
disappear. For those of you that think, oh, I'll just get over it. Oh,
Right.
if I just be strong, or if I just shove it under the rug, or if I
Yeah.
just
Mm-mm.
bypass it, it'll go away. No, it gets
No.
worse. As
It
you
gets
grow, the
worse.
trauma grows with you. And guess what? Life keep lifing. So you're
Yes.
compiling trauma on top of
On top of
trauma
trauma,
on
on
top
top of
until you
trauma.
finally
Yep.
explode and do something crazy.
That's a whole fact. That
That's it.
that's how it works. People don't seem to get that. That's and you this and I didn't even know we was gonna go. I did not know we was gonna go like this. So the topic, the title is just like, okay, Lord, because I talked to the Lord, like I'd be like, okay, I see you.
Hmm.
I
I'm
see. I
telling you.
mean, from pressure to brilliance. Oh my, yeah, like that. What you just, everything that you just said is so relevant. It's so relevant, and people don't understand that if you don't address those traumas and you don't seek the help, and the fact that you had spiritual counseling on top of the regular counseling,
Yeah.
it's like you hit it with the 1-2, like you got it, like you like boom boom boom, and that's crazy because I was like, you don't know because you don't know me, like that's what I went to school for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish my 1 year, Lord. I gotta finish my 1 year. My plan was to get my master's in clinical mental health counseling, right? And open up a
Do it.
practice with the
Please do it.
spiritual background, with the spirit.
Please. Oh
That
my
was
God.
what it was. And you had no idea.
Mm-mm.
You
And
had
see, that's
no,
what God is doing. God is
yeah,
putting spiritual people
yeah,
in clinical places, because what most clinicians do is just dope you up. That
yeah,
doesn't help.
no.
And a lot of people that are gifted spiritually deal with mental, I want to call
Yes.
it anguish. There's some kind of something going on
Always
up
a
here.
battle. There's some kind
It's a
of battle
fight
going on all the time. All the time.
all the time because you
Yeah.
have to balance the fact that you have this gift that you're not familiar with the warfare that comes with it.
It's
The
crazy.
warfare, the spiritual warfare, the stuff that comes at you at a left field, and you don't know what's going on,
No,
and just
no,
it's a lot.
it's a lot.
And if you don't know what you're dealing with, it will drive you crazy.
Insane.
Some of y'all have gifts to see spirits. Who am I talking to? Some of y'all can look on a person's face and see the demon on their face. And you think you're going crazy. And you might express some of these things that you're seeing, and people may call you crazy. You better not go to them folk talking about you see spirits. They're going to call you a schizo. Trust me what I'm telling you. And that's what happened. I went on
Mhm.
this journey. They kept trying to say she's nuts. But all the while, God was showing me I had a gift.
Yeah.
And He was fine tuning it. I didn't understand because He wasn't really talking. He was just allowing me to go through my process. And it was ugly. I'm giving you the short version
Mhm.
of this very long story. But I've tried to commit suicide twice. Unsuccessful. You'd figure by the first time, I'd have got the hint, right? No. I was so ready to check out because it was so extreme. I didn't understand what I was going through that I tried it again. And I failed again. And then God said, no, Q, I'm not going to allow you to do that. Hi, Teresa. That's my sis. I'm not going to allow you to do that. I'm going to teach you how to navigate through the dark
Mhm.
because your purpose is bigger than you. This pain, who am I talking to? This pain that you're experiencing is bigger than you. It's bigger than your circumstance. It's bigger than what you're facing right now. It's attached to it's attached to a promise. That pain that you're experiencing, those trials, that fire that you're experiencing is attached to a certain kind of people. And they waiting on you. God, they waiting on you to finish going through whatever it is that you're going through so that you can be fine-tuned and prepared for them. Oh my God. So that when you finally open up your mouth, you're going to know what you're talking about for real. You're not just going to be talking like a lot of these saints doing. Excuse me. I said I was going to be holy tonight. Praise God. You, when you open your mouth, you're going to be talking from your heart and with conviction. It won't just be wordplay. You'll be a living epistle. You'll be a living witness to who God really is. Whew. I don't know who that was for,
You know,
but
what?
clearly it was for
Let me tell
somebody.
you. I'm gonna try. Because I can see it. Lord, I can, Lord, but I'm sorry, y'all. My nose running. I'm not feeling well. But let me. I can sit here and listen to you like this all day, all night,
Oh, to
all
God
day,
be
all
the
night.
glory.
But yes, for the things that He has done and will continue to do. Let me
Yes.
tell you. But I got to try to keep it on the podcast level
Yeah.
for those that don't understand exactly what just happened. Because
Right.
some people don't. No. Oh no, I'm for it. I'm for it. Okay. What? Okay, you went through all that. What came first? The graphics? Did the graphics come first? What came first? The inspirational speaking? What came? What came? The life coaching? What was the next step after you went through this? There were the fire.
The
You went
next
through it.
step was the public humiliation because I was in the medical field
Okay.
for about 5 or 6 years, and I was at my desk, and God said to me, "Diamonds in the rough," and I was like, "Diamonds in the rough? What?" And then He told me to look it up. Look up how a diamond is formed.
Oh yeah.
And when I looked it up, I found out that diamonds are formed in volcanoes. Did you know that?
I know that it's in a stone that doesn't look that when they people diamonds don't look like the diamonds that people think diamonds look like. Not in the beginning. Not in the rough.
No, they come out when the volcano erupts
Uh-huh.
and the lava cools on the ground. The coals that come up from the lava are diamonds hiding inside the dirt, the muck. Hello.
I didn't know that. All I know is like diamond mining. I thought they okay. Oh
Yes. So what
wow.
happens is the miners come and gather all the coals. And after they gather the coals, they go to chipping at the diamond. So not only does the diamond come from fire, once it's retrieved from the fire, the miner begins to chip at the diamond to get all the excess grit, residue, dirt off of that diamond so that the diamond itself can be revealed. And then once the diamond is revealed, it's set back on fire again.
Ooh.
Who life am I reading right now? Because it was mine when He gave it to me. When I looked up the process of how a diamond comes to be, I felt like He was talking to me. I felt like He was talking to me. Like my whole entire life felt like pure hell. And every turn was pure hell. I felt like I came from the fire. After I came out the fire, I'm being chipped at. And after I thought I was done being chipped at and prepared, now you set me back on fire again and again and again and again. And right now, somebody else has this testimony. So that's where it started. Let me stay focused. I got to remember this is professional Q. This is not in church. Okay, so when He gave that to me, He told me I was going to mentor some young women. And here's the thing that I think is important for people to know. When God first gave me diamonds in the rough, when God first ordained me as an apostle, People tried to stop it. Why? Because I was still in my process. And I didn't have the liberty of processing in private. My process was wide open. Everybody got to see me screw up. But nobody knew that God was preparing me the entire time. So everybody put their mouth on me. Everybody said I would never be nothing. When I finally got the gumption to start Diamonds in the Rough, everybody tried to stop it. And then God allowed me to, because I kept obeying him. Like I had to really fight through like
Yeah.
I had to really get it in the mud because it was a challenge. Nobody wanted me to succeed, even at the risk of these children not getting the help that they needed. Why? Because Q still had some issues that she was sifting through, not knowing that there was a expiration date to these issues that nobody else could see. So I kept going and I kept going. And finally, it all came to a head. Like there was something that took place where somebody tried to sabotage one of my events and told all the parents not to send their kids to me because Q was still smoking weed. I'm gonna just be raw. I'm sorry. I hope y'all don't
No,
mind.
no.
Q was still smoking weed, and Q was still, doing the one too. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, regardless of the issues that I had, when it came to these kids, if God said Q do this, I would do it, and I would see a 30-day turnaround time with these children. They would completely transform right before my eyes. But God was using me in my issues. You hear what I'm saying? Literally using me while I was still struggling with stuff. But someone tried to sabotage, and they sort of um, they kind of succeeded in sabotaging because nobody showed up to the event, and I was crushed.
Mhm.
There was one particular girl who was the reason I started this event, who started Diamonds in the Rough, period.
Okay.
And this particular day, she kept calling me and kept calling me and kept calling me. But because of what took place, I felt like maybe they right.
You
Maybe I'm
started to
not good
believe.
enough.
You started to believe it.
I
Right.
took in their narrative.
Right.
Even though there was evidence, there was fruit. I'm
Right.
talking to somebody,
The
even though
fruit.
God was still using me.
Right.
And it was evident. I allowed what sacrilegious people thought about what God was doing with me to convince me that I am not good enough, even though He showed me that I was.
Right. Mm.
So when this young lady called me, I didn't answer the phone. She called me 8 times. I didn't answer the phone. Fast forward. When I finally did answer the phone to call her back, it was too late. She left. Whatever situation happened that happened, I couldn't get in contact with her. I ended up at a church service. I'm fast forward. I'm trying to sift through all of the details.
Mhm.
I ended up at a church service, and this pastor told me, Q, you started something and you stopped, and you need to restart it because it's literally a matter of life and death.
Oh wow.
And I heard him, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but I gotta get myself together. You know what I'm saying? Like that really scarred me. What happened when they
Right.
canceled my event? It scarred me. It hurt me a lot.
Right.
And I still had that narrative of I'm not good enough. So when he said it, I heard him, but I didn't take heed to what he said. That same the week, the following, no, that same weekend, because that was on a Wednesday. That same weekend, I get on Facebook because I couldn't go to sleep. And the first post that comes up is this young lady who was calling me. I don't want to name her name because it was her post, and it said in the caption, "Tonight is the night I don't care who sees." And I'm saying to myself, what is she doing? She's in the bathroom. It's all kind of contraptions. And that baby hung herself on Facebook Live. I say she hung herself on Facebook Live. She was 14 years old.
Now, how did you deal with that?
I still deal with it.
Because I know that crushed you. I know. I know that. Oh my, I can't.
I felt like a whole failure. I felt like that's why I'm Apostle Q. That's why I refuse. There's a reason why people think I just do stuff to do stuff. No, it's a whole backstory. There's a reason why I intentionally am out of the box to the point where it's almost rebellious. Like I challenge people on purpose by being out of the box because of my backstory. Me allowing people to try to conform me into what they want me to be cost me a life. Bunky, literally cost me a life. And from that day forward, my entire mission changed from just mentoring to suicide prevention. Then I started going to school. Then I started doing this. Then I started getting this education, this knowledge. And then God, the same thing that was given to me, the spirit and the clinical, is now what I get to pay back. That's why they call me the mind whisperer. Because it's deeper than just somebody having a conversation with me and we kicking the bobo and you telling me all your business and you pay me $50 an hour. No, I don't play with God and I don't play with his people. When I do what I do, I put God in the forefront because he can do what I can't. When I do what I do, he shows me what's going on underneath the surface so I could deal with that. That's how I got here.
I'm like having heart palpitations. It's like, this is like really crazy. Talking to you, right? And I know I'm supposed to state, that's why I said it was going to go unscripted, even though I had like a little script, but I told you I'm going to let God lead this conversation because there's just some conversations that God just needs to lead.
Yes, ma'am.
And like I told, because I have to tell you this, and I have to thank the VGN for this. I have to thank Village Global Network because I be on and I don't be on, I be on and I don't be on. Yeah, shout out to them because like just so happens I was on this one day because I don't know. I just went into the messages and I saw you had a post on there. Now you see people, you see all the names in there.
Yeah.
And you see them and you don't, basically, right? Mm-hmm. But you wrote on there that you had got the word or whatever that you're going to be a background singer. And then you name these artists. My heart almost jumped out of my chest because like I was telling you when I said you're like a breath of fresh air to me. Nothing against VGN. Nothing against VGN. I love the VGN. I'm thankful for them. Yeah. But like I felt like I was on an island all alone.
Wow.
Because they're mostly, I call them hip-hoppy. Mm-hmm. They're like hip-hoppy people. And I felt like I was the only one like me.
Wow.
Like in the beginning, I don't play music anymore because they keep catching my music and then stopping the show. And you know how the copyrights, even though you put the disclaimer on it, they still catch it. So I was like, we're not doing that. So like before every show, I would play my music. I call it my music, my gospel music or whatever. But nobody else, it seemed like, could relate to me.
Wow.
And when I saw that, I got excited. Number one, I fanned out. For a minute. I said, oh my God, she's going to meet them. Oh my God. And then it's like I was busy lifing. Your show was coming up. I'm like, I have to get into, I got to do my research. And not, they laugh. I say hip hop. Yeah, shot hip hop. It's hip hop. Then here comes the crushing.
Oh, Jesus. Nobody knows.
I'm laying in bed watching this thing with your guest, Pastor Jody McCullough.
Yes, my sister, Pastor J.
I'm crying. I'm literally in the bed crying. Look, I want to cry now because I'm thinking about this episode, taking notes, and I'm like, I said, okay, Lord, you put her here right now because I need somebody like her in my life.
Wow.
Not knowing, I had no idea. We have more in common than you know. Me and you are going to talk. But that was on Freedom Fridays. Look, you got so much. You got your graphics, you got like I'm jumping over so many things in life coaching, but your Freedom Friday, how did that come about? How did Freedom Fridays come about?
After the funeral of this young lady, because I had to speak at her funeral, um, I didn't know how to start again.
I'm going to send it, Sean. I'm going to send it right now. Okay.
I didn't know how to start again. I didn't know how to restart doing what God wanted me to do. And then one day, I started like doing little snippets of videos and on YouTube, and then I heard God say go live. And I'm like, excuse me?
Right? That's how it works. That's how it
We
works.
we're not gonna be able to do that, boss.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That's not what we do, right? That's
We're
what
not
you
gonna be able to do that, boss. We,
that's how
we
you
ain't
talk.
finna do what? Go where? No,
Yes.
no thanks. I'll pass. That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just in my room and my stomach just was in knots, and I kept hearing Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday. And I'm like, what? Leave me alone. I want to go back to the club like I was doing before all of this happened. I want to go back to doing what, because some people say they didn't like their life before Christ. I was good. I was all right. I was fine with my life. So I wanted to go back, as a matter of fact. And my stomach was turning. I couldn't shake this feeling. And I'm like, Lord, what do you want from me? And I found myself writing. And before I knew it, I was writing a script. Before I knew it, I was creating graphics. I really didn't understand. It's like a takeover was happening, literally. I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't understand what I was writing. But the day he said, okay, today's the day, go live, everything just came together. It was like effortless. And he said, this is the lane you're going to be in for now. And that's how it happened. And before I knew it, like that's why it's so obedient to listen to God's voice instead of the outside voices. Because people will literally try to make you what they want you to be because it fits what's comfortable for them. When God is probably setting you apart, that's what the real word of holy is, by the
Yeah.
way.
You're
Setting
set
you
apart.
apart for something
Yes.
specific or something special. What if you're not supposed to be in the four walls of the church? What if because everybody in the four walls of the church is recycling the word? Hello. He said
Hello.
he came to save the lost. And
The
all of the
lost.
lost
Hello.
is not in the church.
Yeah.
What if he's taking you into the marketplace to go get the ones that are lost? And what if you got to do like Jesus did and come up off your throne, off of your righteousness, and go eat with the nomads? What if that's what is supposed to happen so that you can be a trailblazer, so that you can do something different? And that's what happened. You come out of the four walls. I need you to go into the world, and I'm gonna do it this way. And when I obeyed the voice, even though it was strange, and people were telling me, "Oh, Q, that's of the world, and that's not holy," and oh, as long as y'all have known me, y'all know I'm gonna always be the one to rebel. So if you're telling me not to do it, I'm gonna do it on purpose, just because you told me not to do it. So I did it. But it was literally the leading of God telling me, like, okay, Q, do this, do that, do this, do that. And before I knew it, I'm interviewing celebrities out of nowhere. They just fought by the grace of God. I was introduced to Jacob Anderson, who used to watch my lives like faithfully. And he believed in me enough to say, Q, I'm gonna put you on. Then I was introduced to his partner, Eddie Jones, 95 South Podcast.
Mhm.
And them together, they just kept putting me in position, putting until we finally landed in the VGN, which allowed me to now be a global podcast. I've
Yes.
never even envisioned this stuff.
Isn't it mind blowing? I
It's
still don't.
mind
I
blowing.
can't wrap my mind around it. I still can't grasp it. I like can't grasp it. It just
No,
doesn't. You can't.
I'm humbled. I'm
Yeah.
grateful. I just listen to that voice and say, do this. Like all the graphics and stuff, I learned on my own. God say, Q, do this and do that. I didn't go to school for that. I literally listen. Like I'm so intense with my relationship with God. It's more than just praying. Like my
Right.
prayer is my life. Like every moment in my mind, I'm God, what do I do about this? What I like
Oh
this
wow.
life is not that
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
It's not that hard. Like I don't have to fall on my face. Now there comes a time when you gotta do that.
Yeah, there comes a
It's
time
a
where
time for that.
you gotta lay out. Yeah, there's
You
time.
gotta lay out. It's time
Right.
when you gotta tarry. It's time. It's a time when you gotta, speak in tongues and reach the thrones and yank them by the horns. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But literally, prayer for me is moment to moment.
Yes.
Once my mind is geared towards God, that's my prayer. I pray about the smallest things. What I wear today, God, like, because maybe if a color that I wear might attract somebody that has the huge opportunity for me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying.
It's that deep.
And you know what? And people don't get that when I talk to the Lord, I talk to him like I'm talking to you,
Yes.
respectfully. But I'd be like, I talk to him like, okay, Lord, I need you right now. Or Lord, is this some
Hmm.
mess? Or like, Lord, I see you. Like he'll do things. Like the littlest thing, I'll ask the Lord for something, or I'll be talking to just mention it or whatever. And then he'll make it happen.
Yes.
Because it's like he says, because he'll talk to you. People need to understand out there in the world. He's gonna talk to you like you're gonna hear him like a regular person, you
Yes.
know. And it'll be the smallest thing, and I'll be like, I'll laugh. I'll be like, Lord, I see you.
Right.
Lord, I see you. You did that thing.
Right.
So when I talk to him, it's not like churchy. See, not just hip hoppy, but churchy people think I should behave. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm not doing things the way
Church would
it's,
do it.
it's custom.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm like you rebellious. I mean, I don't mean to be, but I'm bunky. I'm just who I am. You know,
Right.
I'm like the Lord made me. He knew what I was going to become. So this isn't a shock to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a shock to everybody else. And you know what? And how you said the outside noise is what stopped you from answering the phone that day because everything was going on. I mean, when I say that, like, because it stopped to show you were in your feelings. Well, yeah, you were in your feelings,
Event. Mm-hmm.
right? And that outside noise, it can destroy you.
Oh
It
man.
can, and people just don't understand the damage that they're doing because the Lord's voice is loud. But sometimes when the outside noise seems much louder, you can forget who, okay, put you in this place. Like, he's not going to put you on a path that's going to mess you up. He's never going
Right.
to tell you to do anything wrong. You know, it may be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I found that it's really uncomfortable, and sometimes you really feel alone, and people start falling to the wayside, and then you really feel all alone, all alone, all alone.
Yes.
But you got to do what he tells
But
you
can
to
I?
do.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, don't go.
I think that people need to know when that happens, be grateful. Hey, senior, when that happens, be grateful because you don't want to go to that place that God has for you with people who can't carry you. They will
Mm,
drop you flat on your behind. I'd rather walk alone knowing that God is with me because I know he got me. I ain't got no
yeah,
question. But
right.
I've been in that place before where I was walking with people and they dropped me. That's painful.
That's
Because then
painful.
it's almost like you got to start all over again.
Mhm.
So when he does start to remove people, because it feels like circumstances will present themselves to make you feel like either they're rejecting you or you're rejecting them, but it's really God removing them because they're like heavyweights and they'll slow you down. They're like anchors in the ground. They'll stop you from moving forward. So I've come to the place. It's not easy, but I start to wear people very loosely. Not to say that I don't value people, because the Lord knows I value people, but I've learned not to become so attached
Yes.
because I don't know what God's plan for this person in my life is.
Right.
I don't know if this right here is the long haul or just a shortcut, or
Right.
I'm gonna catch you later.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I only know
Reason
what's right
season.
now.
Right.
Reason
Reason season.
exactly.
Right.
I only know what's right now, and right now this person is here.
Right.
So whatever they're here for, I'm going to receive it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow it could be something totally different without my
Yeah.
permission, might I
Yeah.
add.
Well,
God
I
has a
know that.
sense of
Yes.
humor. You be think you good and you real comfortable, and suddenly
Oh my
he
God, he'll rock
snatch
your
you.
world. Yes. That's
Oh, okay.
that's a hard thing when he like shakes things up. But and it's because we become too comfortable and we like it's like we're not trusting and relying on him like we should. Oh, you're too comfortable. Let me just
Shake
shake
this
things
up.
up a little bit and whoa, it'll rock your world if you're
Oh
too
man.
comfortable.
Oh man. And dependent. Sometimes we make people our source when they're the resources. They're just resources. And not to downplay people like they're nothing. That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
no, I
Like
no.
I have really like centered my life around people. And God is a jealous God. Like,
Yes.
nah, you ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that, sis.
yeah,
Like,
we
okay,
understand.
okay, since you're depending on this so much, let me show you that you can make it without it.
And isn't it a beautiful thing when you realize, okay, Lord, all right, it wasn't what I thought.
Listen, when the veil is lifted and you find out the truth about
Yeah,
some of these folks, you praise. You praise on high with
yeah.
some cymbals and some trumpets and some more stuff. Okay, because you find out I don't really like you for real.
For real. I
I
don't like
really
you.
don't
If
like you
you're
for
not
real.
my type of person,
You
you're
not.
not. Mm-mm.
I
No.
probably be done put pause. Amen. Praise God. You probably would have me, yeah,
Well,
reverting back to old stuff.
let me ask you because listening to how you were, and I love the apostle Q that I need you in my life. What?
Oh,
How did that? When the Lord gave you that, because we all know He chases the ones that He loves. We know that. Now you being of the streets to streets, you said. How did that look to you when he told you this is what he's about to do for you? Like, yo, I'm about to do a new thing. How was
literally,
that conversation? I can only imagine.
literally, that's what he told me. I'm gonna do a new thing with you,
Hmm.
and it's not gonna look like church, and people are going to persecute you. But I got you. If you just trust me and you just keep walking, like you said, even if people fall out the wayside, if you just understand that I got you. And then if where they fall off, I'm gonna add some more, and I'm gonna add some more with some substance and
Hmm.
some value, like
Hmm.
it really holds you up, like you need to be held up, like that. That was the conversation. I said return to sender because I was like I don't want to simply because I'm not churchy, and I told God I'm gonna be me. I hope you know that. I'm not finna
Yeah.
turn into this super religious person that's speaking King James. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I'm going to be myself. And then he said, that's exactly what I want you to be. We need more real, authentic people that are not afraid to show their scars,
Hmm.
that are not afraid to say, yes, I did this. Yes, I screwed up a lot and I still screw up today. But
Right.
God still uses me. My posture, my heart's posture is towards God. My desire is to please God. But guess what? I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. I didn't have a choice.
Right.
That means no matter how much I may overcome, no matter how much deliverance I may receive, no matter how much I get past, life is going to still keep life. It is always going to be something around the corner for me to overcome and get over. It's always going to be another lesson for me to learn. I will never, I truly, honestly believe when you really walking this thing out for real, the process is in the journey, not in the destination. You never really arrive. Healing, spirituality, transformation is a perpetual motion forward. It never stops. You just get better at it.
Yes. You know,
Hey, Lady T.
like I no, I'm getting to the point where I like really interact with the with everybody viewing, but I'm like so vested in this conversation right
Wow,
now. I'm
to
just
God be the
like
glory.
I'm like lightheaded. I'm like, this is just like,
Wow.
oh, this is just I'm like, this is just so amazing because I I love everything you're saying. I love the approach. I love the presentation. I love
Wow.
that you're real. You're real. You know, you're relatable. Um, you're like I said, you're a breath of fresh air because
Stop
you don't
it.
come. No, 'cause no, really, because you don't come. You don't. I love when people don't come in the traditional, the norm. You know what I'm saying? You come as a regular person, a regular person. You know, until people talk to you. Then when they talk to you, they're like, "Ooh, wait a minute, hold on." You know, so
There it is. I knew that anointing was in there somewhere.
yes, you know, so and and I'm supposed to be talking about all the stuff. All of I think this was more of a personal. I think God set it up because it was something that my heart needed,
My God. To
you
God be
know.
the glory.
And it's people don't know when your heart needs something, God's gonna bring it to you if you're walking in that way. You know,
Absolutely.
when you ask him, like I tell people, be careful what you ask the Lord for because He's gonna give it to you. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Because sometimes we're not ready for it. We ask for something. And I was not ready for this. I wasn't ready for Apostle Q. I wasn't ready for her. I wasn't
Oh,
ready.
it's an
Um,
honor.
no, no. I mean, God puts people in places. I mean, you're all the way down there in Miami. I'm all the way up here in New York.
Hmm.
I
Opposite sides
passed
of the map. Opposite ends of the map, I mean.
opposite is VGN Village Global Network. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it last
Yeah.
month? Last I wouldn't have thought it. I
Last week.
just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I want to talk about the singing too. Let's talk about that. You're a background singer. You're a background singer. Some uh, tell people about that. Like you're even blessed with the gift of song. God just gave it all to you.
And sometimes I be trying to give it back. Okay. This stuff is expensive. The people don't understand. Like y'all see the all the different hats, but listen, it come with a price. Like even now, like I'm laughing and I'm glad I'm able to laugh now. Just in all transparency, I'm probably going through one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in my entire life. In my entire and I done had a pistol put in my mouth and somebody put the trigger and it jammed.
But
Okay, like right. I've gone through it now. I just don't look like it.
no, you
When I
don't
say
look
I
like
was in
what
the
you've been through.
streets, I
Oh,
was in the streets for real. Like I have encountered some things that, and every time God was trying to show me, Q, you don't belong here. Like he would always save me right in the midst of it. Like Q, you don't belong here. Don't you see? Every time you put your hands in it, something go wrong. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You belong in the church, girl. Go back home. But yeah, yeah, that was that. But I'm literally smack dab like in the middle of a crushing process. I don't know how I'm still okay. Like I know
well,
how I'm
we
still
know.
okay,
Right, we know.
but logically speaking, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
it
Not
doesn't make
the
sense.
amount of things that happen at once and quickly, like swiftly. I it should have took me out, like literally. And I know it was God. I know it was nothing but God. And I still have to press. Work don't stop. I still have to go to my job. Business don't stop. People still want their stuff when they want their stuff. They don't care about what you're going through
Right,
in life. I still have my children who have their lives and their endeavors, and I don't want them to lose that because that develops their character.
right.
I still have ministry. I still have all these different things that I got to do. And every day when I wake up, sometimes the only thing I can say is, Lord, thank you that I'm still in my right mind today, that I woke up okay today. Now give me the strength that I need to get through this day because I don't know what is going to face me. And I'm already facing something huge. Just allow me to just get through today. Sometimes I gotta ask him to help me to get through each moment because it's tough. And I say this all the time. I don't know why people are fighting for position and titles, and because when you call to it, you really don't want it because it's taxing, it's expensive, and you learn to deal with it because you really can't escape it.
Yeah.
You can't escape it. When God chooses you, you really ain't got no choice. It's like a mark on your back that says that one. But then when you get through the crushing part of the experience and God begins to show his glory, it's almost like the crushing didn't even exist or never even happened. It becomes a memory.
You don't even feel it, right?
You don't even feel it
Like
when you go
labor
through it the
pains,
right way. Let me say
like
that.
labor pains.
Yes.
Yes.
When that baby finally born, you're
Yeah.
not even think about them contractions.
No.
All you
No.
can see is, oh my God, this is why I went through all of this. And it
Yes.
was worth it.
Yes.
Every tear, every bit of pain, every bit of agony, every bit of anguish, every bit of misunderstanding, every bit of betrayal. I don't know why I'm going down this road, but all of it. When you finally get through what God is using, what experience he's using, what people he's using to refine you so that you are who you need to be for that place that he's taking you. It hurt like hell. You hear me? Sometimes it knocks the wind at you. Sometimes you feel like there is no hope. Sometimes you feel like the pain will never end. But let me be the one to tell you that it will. The pain ends, the lights come on, and this too shall pass.
Yes.
As long as you don't quit, you can't lose. Even when it looks like you're losing, I'm a witness. Even when it looks like you're losing, when everything around you seems to be just falling apart and you can't find a win in sight, as long as you don't quit, you cannot lose. There's no ability. That's what I'm trying to tell you. God cannot lose.
No. He
And if
doesn't.
God cannot lose, you cannot lose. As long as you're walking in his way. And as long as you're holding his hand. Let me clear this up real quick. The will of God. The will of God. The will of God is literally that. God's will for your life.
Right.
I believe it's Hebrews 10 and 6. Forgive me if I'm misquoting the scripture. He says, in those days, meaning once the New Testament was revealed, in those days, I will give them a new covenant with better promises. I will write my laws upon their hearts and on their minds, and their sins and iniquity will I remember no more. Meaning, whatever the blueprint is for your life, he gonna give it to you.
Right. It's for you. It's for you. It's not for the next person. It's for you.
And he's gonna give it to you first. Yes,
Yeah.
there will be people to come along to confirm. Yes,
Yeah.
there will be people to come along to help you to refine and refurbish. But stop letting these people profit to you.
Prophet.
Please.
For those that
'Cause
don't know, that's prophesying and lying with it.
at the same time,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
get a dollar. Okay? Stop letting go to God for yourself. He tore the veil. That's the better promise. See, back
Mm,
in the days in the Old Testament, there used to have to be a priest that had to stand in the gap for the
yeah.
people, between the people and God.
Jesus
That's
removed all
how
that. Yeah.
that's how God forgave sins. The priest had
Right.
to submit a lamb or a sacrifice, a blameless sacrifice, to
Yeah.
forgive the sins of the people. Christ was the
It
sacrifice.
was the
For
sacrifice.
once and for all, we no longer have anything separating us from our
No.
Creator. You
Go
can
right
go to Him for
through.
yourself. You don't need
Yep.
a priest. You don't need a pastor. Now, there are some people that might need somebody to walk them, you know, because
Mm.
they new to this, and that's fine. But listen to what I'm telling you. God is going to put what He wants you to do on this earth in you. He's going to give it to you. He's going to give you visions. He's going to give you dreams. He's going to
Yes.
give you certain desires that you just cannot shake. No matter how you try to go into the work field, you got entrepreneur written all over you. That's why you can't keep no job. Because you ain't supposed to be working for nobody. You're supposed to
Everybody
be
don't take that literally. Some of y'all need a job. Some of y'all need a job.
Hey, wherever the shoe fit, you better
I
wear
know,
it.
right? Because some people be like, "Well, Apostle Q told me." No, no, no,
Don't blame me. You better
no.
go to God first. You better go to him first and make sure this word is for you. No, but seriously, like we have gone astray. I'm going to use the word religion in religion because it's not all churches, but it's a
No.
lot of them. Like 95% of them have literally, pastors have made themselves God
Yes.
to now
Yes.
where they are in control of your destiny. The devil is a
It's
liar because
about.
some pastors will try to control your destiny so that they can pimp it.
You the old school church me wanted to throw something at you right now when that's churchy right there. You
Stop.
better say that thing. Yes. Oh Lord God.
Okay.
Yes. Mm. Yeah, y'all. She talking. Yeah.
I needed to let that simmer right there. I'm sorry. Somebody needed that to settle in their spirit on tonight.
Yeah.
Okay? Because listen, enough is enough. Enough is enough. No, he's
No.
gonna give it to you.
Yes.
Your journey, your destiny. He might not give you what's gonna happen in between. Because it's a whole lot that got to happen in
Yeah.
between. It's called the preparation, though. That's what's
Right.
going to prepare you. All the stuff that I went through prepared me for right now.
Right. Got to be
It
molded and shaped. You have
Yes,
to be.
and
Right.
and purified. When I say purified, I don't want you to think like as if you're dirty.
Right.
Purified means to clean out the clutter in your heart. Hey, God. Because sometimes the clutter in your heart will speak for you and make choices for you and choose people for you to where you keep ending up in vicious cycles that you don't need to be in. And what happens is those fiery trials and those experiences that we have is what cleans out that clutter.
Mhm.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I
It
understand.
frees you up so that God can fill you back up. That's the preparation. So that when you open your mouth, you're not doing like a lot of these folks doing in the pulpit and trashing people from the pulpit, but you speaking life and edifying the saints. That's why we're here. We wasting time if we ain't doing that. Let me shut up, cause see they finna put me out the church at this
No,
point.
because
They finna put me out the back door in about 3.5 seconds. I'm gonna hush.
and this, listen, I'm no, because see, I can't even. But I'll let you. We'll talk about this, but I can't do it right now. But for those people that know, I like no, never mind. No,
He
it's
tugging. He tugging, sis.
it's just crazy because everything it's the Lord knew I needed this. I needed this conversation.
Wow.
I needed this conversation because there's so many times I be checking on my dude. I call him by name, Damien. I don't do the nickname time flies. You just stay safe out there. Because people, they will the religious people, quote, the religious people, they can break you down so bad.
What?
I mean, like when I say they can break you down, you believe them more than you believe the Lord.
Yes.
Because they're churchy, they're not
Manipulative.
religious. Yeah, because they're doing it all in the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And they don't realize the damage that is doing. It like I can tell you because people know like I had stopped going, and it's something that I really have to get back into, going to church, because I call it, that church hurt. But I
Yeah.
told people
Been there.
it's not. I'm like, they feel like, since, okay, so you don't go like you're supposed to, you're not there every time the door open, whatever. But I tell them, I'm like, you don't understand. When I went through what I went through, going through what I'm going through or whatever, I was like, I can honestly say wholeheartedly that for the first time in my life, I have a relationship I have a relationship with the
Yes.
Lord, my own not my
Yes.
grandmother's relationship, not my uncle's, aunts, not that I have it. Like I can go to him,
Right.
you know, and there's things I know I need to get back to, but people, people will mess you up.
Yes, they
They
will.
will mess you up. And the world needs real people like you, like Apostle Q. They do, because you are so down to earth. Um, stop it. Stop it. He be doing the most. They may be doing the most. Um, he be he yeah, he be doing the most. He be doing the most. But it's because of tea time that I developed a relationship with him. But that's a whole nother story. I thank God for all relationships that he had blessed me with because of this platform.
Yes. Yes, for real.
You know, I'm not trying to be anybody other than who I am. I'm staying in the lane God gave me. I'm like
Yes.
I may be in the speed lane. You know, I'm not in the fast. I'm in the speed. I'm doing the speed limit. You
you
know,
in you you in cruise, you
I'm
cruise
in
control.
cruise control. But when God says speed up a little bit, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. When He
Right,
says slow
right.
it
I
down,
got you.
yeah. When you're doing too much, I know it. But
Right.
I gotta like wrap this up, but not before I let everybody know you're found on they can catch Freedom Fridays on YouTube, Facebook, and Roku. Can they?
No, not anymore. Not
Not
Roku.
anymore. Okay.
Not
So
anymore.
look, because I will mess you up. Let everybody know where they can find you, how they can find you.
Okay.
Everything. I want people to know everything about you. I want people first go to her page. Y'all have to watch. Please. You have to watch. I know I got to go back and catch the other ones because I'm sure there's some other ones like this. But the crushing is the one that opened up the whole door for me.
Wow.
So people need to go back and watch that. Watch that. But Apostle, tell everybody how they can reach you, where they can find you, what's going on, regular world, everything. And I'm taking
Well,
notes
you
too.
can find me on Facebook, Quinnetta Thomas. So that's QUI, just like how my name is on the screen, Quinnetta Thomas,
Yeah,
QUI.
I forgot it in the
An
beginning,
N
y'all.
last time, so just jacking up the name and stuff. It be your own people.
I t-
Just say.
never intentional. It's never intentional.
No, I know. I'm just picking at you. So for those, oh yeah, I can't forget. For those of you that are listening on radio, the name is spelled QUINN like Nancy, E as in Echo, T as in Tom, A as in Apple. Thomas on Facebook, okay? And on YouTube, you can type in the search bar Diamonds in the Rough International. And the logo, I'm not sure if it's
I have.
my
Is it
left,
that one up there?
my right, your left. Yes. That logo is the one
I don't know how
that's
to
going to
make it
pop
bigger.
up. No, that's
Did you
okay.
make that? Did you make
Yes.
that?
Yeah. Everything you see, graphic, even on my podcast,
Yeah,
is
that's
I've done it.
okay. So yeah, we gonna have to talk. Need some help. I don't know what I'm doing. What?
You're so
Sorry.
silly. You're doing pretty good if you ask me, because I would have told you. But
Uh,
anyway. No, no, but for real. Oh yeah, so Diamonds and Rough International on YouTube. On Instagram, it's Apostle Q underscore DITRINTL. Okay, so those are the three main platforms that I use. And if you want to reach out to me for graphics, you can always reach out to my Facebook page and send me an inbox, or you can email Diamond Graphics. Let me spell that for you: DIAMOND Graphics, GRAPHX. You know I'm a little
say that one
ratchet,
more
so
time. D-I. Say it again. D-I.
DIAMOND
Mm-hmm.
Graphics, GRAPHX
P-H-X.
84 at gmail.com. 84 at gmail.com. You can send me an email, or you can comment in the comment section, because I'll check the comments if you need some graphics.
Diamond Graphics 84 at
There we
Gmail.
go.
Okay,
Yes.
so y'all want her graphics and stuff.
Wait a minute. I think I might have forgot an X. Let me check. Hold on.
Oh
Let me.
wait, oh
You talking about you
it
gonna mess
wasn't
me?
me.
I'm about to mess up myself. Let
And
me
this your
see if
stuff.
This time, right. It's so many emails at this point. I done forgot. Hold on. Okay, so there's an I next to the X. Sorry,
I
y'all.
thought so. I'm like, is that I? Okay.
So it's an I next to the X at
Okay.
84 at gmail.com. So
Okay.
let me run
So
it back one more time, just in case we need to run back.
DIAN
DIAMONDGRAPHIX
84
84 at
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. All right. Look,
Friday,
I
y'all
got
tune in tomorrow. By the way, I do have a show streaming tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. EST. It's Freedom Friday.
Freedom Fridays on. I'll be there. I will be there. I can't, I cannot wait. I can't. Who's on tomorrow? Who's on tomorrow? What's tomorrow's show about?
So tomorrow's show, let me double check, is uh coming out swinging. I believe it's Here Comes the
Oh my
Bride.
God.
Here
That,
Comes the
oh
Bride.
my God.
Yeah.
I
So this
can't.
this one is for all you singles
Okay,
that
well,
are
I'm
in
a single.
waiting,
I don't know if I'm
waiting
in
for your
waiting.
bow ass. Mm.
Oh, it's that, this sound okay, and this is on YouTube. I can catch you on
It's
YouTube.
gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna
I
be
have to
on
set my
Facebook.
alerts. Okay, I have to
Yes.
set my alerts. Um, on Quinnetta,
Yes. On my
so
personal
now
page
on your
and
personal page
and my business page as well.
and your business page as well. So
Hmm.
you got all you single ladies. You want to watch this? I don't want to say her name because if I say her name, her people might come for me. You guys want to go this route? Then the we not doing that. We gonna go. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I can't. Look, now I have a show that I'm super excited about now on
You so
Friday. This is
silly.
what I will be doing. Look,
Oh, thank you.
look,
That means so
we gotta
much.
send each other information because like no, I
Yes.
really need to stay in touch with you. Um,
Yes.
thank you, Village Global Network. Really, thank you for making this right here happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Both of us, you're on other stations, but they can catch my show. Download the app,
Yes.
download the VGN app. But you can
Yes.
catch me on Thursdays at 8 p.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m. Culture Shock, Radio Rockbox, Radio Facetto, WAP the Music, Sundays 12 p.m. Confidence Radio. 191 countries. I have the teas from around the world. I was gonna have tea from Japan today. So I'm like, maybe that'll I was like,
Let's see what you did there.
yeah, try to shout it out. And we're
Wait,
on
before I don't mean to cut you off. Forgive me, y'all, and forgive me, VGN. Please forgive me.
they shot
Everything
this
she just said, you can find me on that too. The app, the stations, all of them.
right.
Whatever she just said, you can
And then
find
the
me on there too. Because
podcast,
I
then
don't want. I don't want.
the podcast, the different
Yes.
podcast platform.
Yes.
Your favorite yeah, Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, Radio Public. Google's gonna be in this soon, but Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Cashbox, Amazon.
Yep.
Download it, listen to it. It's a whole different situation when you listening to it. Isn't that
Yes.
amazing? Listening to it is
Yes. It's
that's a
different.
whole different vibe. It's totally
Yes.
different. Yeah. So I don't want to go.
I
But
almost broke out
listen,
a song.
look, listen. We're gonna keep up. You keep me in prayer. Keep my
Yes.
name. Keep it held up.
Yes.
Pull me up
Yes.
high.
Yes, ma'am.
And you. Oh man, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate
Oh, I
you.
appreciate you.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
This it's like I can breathe. Okay, you guys,
Wow.
look, we're gonna end this. Thank you all so much, all my Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers. Now you guys go back. She's on Fridays, so you can hit her on Fridays. Hit her on Fridays, 7:30 p.m. Breath of fresh air. Something you want something a little different. You're different because I said I would never. I really said I would never do any like. It wasn't churchy, but I don't know. But it was what we had tonight. I said I would not have on my show because I didn't want anybody to feel it's never about the Lord. There's nothing about that. Never want to dishonor him in any way.
Just over spiritualizing stuff.
Never want to do. But you know what? Okay, God was like, now.
Mm.
So he made our paths cross. Everything happened for a reason. I'm so excited. You're probably like, she's so extra. But no, I'm not.
I am too.
You don't understand. You just don't understand. So you guys go back, share this show, tell a friend, like, share, follow, and subscribe. Next week, talking about politics.
Oh, glory.
Oh
Mm-mm.
God. Listen, next week, next Thursday, I normally have political Tuesdays, like when I have my politics shows on Tuesday, political Tuesday.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I'm gonna have it on Thursday, you guys. Listen, this is serious. If you're not registered to vote, go register. Elections are coming up, and like people, I talk about it all the time. People just focus on the big election.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the shenanigans going on there has already started. But you
Yes.
got to know your local politicians.
Yes.
Know the people who's making the decisions for you. And I tell them, don't just the posters, the faces. No. Get to know the people behind those
Yes.
signs. Like, I've had those
Absolutely.
people on because you want to talk to them and you could feel the vibe.
Yes.
I don't just vote for people because my neighbor said vote for them. No. No. So you gotta.
Be voting yourself right in hell.
That's Lord. We are in the end times. Hello, it's in the Bible. It's in there. Listen, know your politicians. Register to vote. Election in November. The big elections in November. Lord, and local stuff coming up. So that's next week on Tea Time with Bunky. So if you want to hear the shenanigans going on, tune in next Thursday. So like, share, follow, and subscribe. I appreciate you all. Be blessed. Be safe.